Recording was, oh yeah, here we are. Recording. Great. Yes, our first
Hola.
episode. We've been
Yeah.
we've been thinking about
hmm
this for a very long time. We don't even have a
Yeah.
name for it, but we started
Finally.
humble beginnings.
Finally.
What should we call this?
Finally.
Should we call this chasing pleasure, a
Woo,
conversation of
man.
brothers, life
Escaping the
life
matrix.
adventure, experimentary,
Escaping Babylon.
dare-
Yeah.
daring daring to
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get
Man.
there. Anyway,
Whoa.
yes, this is our first episode. My name is Alex Nkusi Shaka.
hmm
I consider myself a lifelong student, passionate about technology, and I manifest that through Code Impact, which was born out of you, by the way. You're not really in tech, as in your background is not tech, but this
Yeah.
whole tech kids thing and Todd idea was
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
technology, and
Yeah.
that's where the story started for Code Impact. To be honest, this is
hmm
amazing
hmm
because my background is in tech, yours is in food science, but
Yeah.
you inspired me to start Code Impact, and
Yeah.
we've had our ups and downs. But now I feel like I've reached a point where I really want to make it my life's work, and
hmm
yeah, we'll get into that in maybe
hmm
subsequent episodes. But now, yeah, Alex Shaka, 45 years old. Jeez, can you imagine? Feels heavy to even say that.
Man. That's a lot of years, bro.
I remember
Man.
when I turned 18 clearly, and you're like, so you're 18 now, you're feeling like a man.
Yeah.
You told me that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Boy,
Um,
time waits for
but here,
nobody.
here we
It
are. We
flies.
started. Yeah, currently living in London, away from home and family and everything that I love and treasure, but it's also been a journey that maybe we shall discuss in one of our episodes.
Yeah, yeah,
A journey of
yeah.
transformation, of growth. Yeah, but we're here. We're here. That's it. What more do I need to say? I just wanna. For me, actually, I see this as also an opportunity for us to heal, to talk
Yeah.
about stuff
hmm
without scandalizing anyone, of course.
hmm
We might need to check with our wives before we
You had
share
to put
things.
on that warning because sometimes I can get loose.
Yes, yes.
That's
Uh,
the old me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but get loose, please. Get loose. We shall edit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me. That's me. We're real bloods, brothers, same mom, same dad. We've been
Mm.
close for a very long time. People actually wonder, they're like, "Are you guys really brothers? How can brothers be close?" I always find it funny. What kind of
What
question
a
is that?
blessing.
Like, what?
What a
I'm like,
blessing.
that's all I know. But
Yeah.
but I can see where they're coming from. Yeah. But over to you. Over to you.
What a blessing. Oh
Mm.
man.
So that's a bit about.
What a blessing it is for me to be having this conversation with you, and the fact that it is a conversation that begins a series of several conversations,
Yeah.
um, a work of art that we hope to create and leave for posterity using the power of the internet. We're going to do that, and for me this is the first step of 1,000 miles, so I'm quite excited and humbled, really. And the fact that you're the one that
Yeah.
pushed it again and again, because this is an idea that we've had for yonks, but I guess it had not yet matured. But I saw you, I witnessed you watering that tree,
Mm.
and now the first fruits are here.
I think
Wow.
we're overcomplicating it. We wanted it
Yeah,
to be perfect from the beginning. Yeah, we
I
are. We don't
think
even
so.
have a name for it, but we started.
It's called analysis paralysis by
Analysis.
analysis
Yeah.
paralysis analysis paralysis.
Analysis.
Where you overanalyze, over perfect, and you never really do the thing, because really I think at the back of it you just lack self belief. and you're afraid of being judged harshly. But now we've transcended that, and we're just ready to go, you know, give our art out to the world. You know, yeah. So my
Absolutely.
name is Mbanda Shaka. Um, yeah, Michael as well, because when people call me Michael, I know that those are the ones that from Kawal, the ones that saw
Yes.
me growing. Because in senior four, when I was 16, I said no, I'm going to change. I'm dropping Michael,
Yes.
because it's a colonial name. Yeah, I wanted to be as African as possible. But the irony is that Africans actually never named their children after their fathers.
Mm,
An African always had their own name. They
mm,
named you your own name. This thing of this one being Banda Shaka, Alex Shaka, Bella Shaka, this is a Muzungu thing as well, naming you after your descendants. Yeah, but anyway, I adopted that. I called myself my father's name, Shaka, Banda Shaka, Banda being my name and Shaka, family name. Yeah, but so I'm Michael as well. Um, I
you
am
have a family,
48.
right?
I'm 48 years, and I'm married. Yes, been married 21 years since 2004.
Wow.
Uh, wedded 21 years.
Mm.
Uh, but I mean, Sylvia was with me since 2001, so that should give you an idea. That's about 24 years together. Um, my firstborn is 21. He's gonna be 22 in December. His name is Sui, an
I believe.
amazing guy, an artist as well, creative. Um, and my second born is 18 years. It's called Neza. So I have two boys, two amazing boys. Another reason for me to be thankful and humbled and grateful. Gratitude is the cup that I drink from on a daily basis. And one of the ingredients in that cup is my family
Yeah.
and my friends. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm a businessman in the field of industry, cottage industry. Um, I work with
I have your products right here.
indigenous. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Indigenous raw materials sourced indigenously, locally, like shea butter and robusta coffee,
That's
to
what I
make
use. Yeah.
lifestyle products, skincare, um, men's sexual health, coffee, Mondia coffee. Yeah, so I'm into the cottage industry, make these products, sell them online, also have a physical shop in Kampala, and give products that transmute my values, which is really one connection with nature. I would like my customers to connect with nature. I would also like my customers to get something of high quality. I also believe in supporting local supply chains so that your business is really feeding into the local economy and enhancing improvement of local economy. So we have got these women groups that supply us with shea butter. My coffee is sourced from a supplier here in Kampala. Yeah, and we are working with the hubs, the indigenous hubs, which are also facing existential threat from overharvesting, but they are from our forests. So when our clients do use our products, really they're getting a taste of Mother Nature, but also high quality products that enhance their lifestyle. So that's what I do. Of course, I'm also into technology. Yes, training kids in digital animation as well as coding and robotics. We're running a few clubs here and there in schools. Yeah, yeah,
Are they actually
yeah,
still
but
running?
they are running. We're running in Entebbe Junior and
Amazing.
Chichwatule Preschool. We're there.
That's
We're
amazing.
there in Acorns International. We're there. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but what do I spend the biggest time of my life doing. I think what you spend the biggest time of your life doing is what you do for a living, isn't it?
Mm,
Yeah. What takes your priority?
mm,
And right now, I'm into human excellence,
mm,
optimization of my human existence. In other words, I am the priority. What do? I do me for a living.
mm.
Yeah. I put a lot of effort in me because I would like to expand me and my consciousness and
Okay.
optimize.
Before we
Yeah.
get so deep into that, I
Am I
know
going ahead of myself?
that's
Ah,
a little bit, a little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
a little
Shoot.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just to give the backstory, of course. And also to put it out there, I'm also a married man. I have two beautiful children, 11 and
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just uh, there's something about. Maybe we'll also talk about that, but there's something about having children that is
Yeah.
just changes you. Just feels different. So even
Yeah.
just thinking about them, sometimes I'm like, ah,
Yep.
you know, it
Yep.
feels good. It can feel overwhelming at the same time, but
Yeah.
definitely one of those things that makes me very, very happy. Very, very happy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in a quick snapshot of your old life, maybe we should get into that. There's been a
Yeah.
huge transformation. Everyone who knows you has seen the transformation. And you have no
Yeah.
problem leaving it in public, so people see it.
Yeah.
Uh, so I just wanted you to kind of take us a bit about your
Yeah.
old life,
Yeah.
um, what shaping pleasure looked like, for you
Yeah. Hmm.
in your old life, and just really paint a picture of
Yeah.
how it was, and then we'll talk about how the transition happened. If we could just
Whoa. You
give
know
us
that
that.
that's the whole series. That's the whole series. I
I
suppose.
said snapshot.
I suppose. Yeah. I suppose it's just going to be a little snapshot here and there, and
Yeah,
then perhaps we
yeah,
will be able to listen to all the series one time and weave it all together into one
maybe exactly.
coherent story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah. So 4 years ago, is it 4 years ago? 2020, I think the first lockdown. I picked up speed in my transformation in 2021, but really the
Mm,
journey started in 2020.
mm,
Um, and before that, pre-lockdown, and it's amazing because I'm not the first person to say pre-lockdown. Lockdown did change a lot of things worldwide.
you
When you
did.
get to hear a lot of people's stories, many of
Mm,
them are talking about pre-COVID, post-COVID. It was such a salient period in humanity's history. Many things did change, but anyway, we had a pause, and that
yeah.
pause was a moment of reflection. And in fact, I believe that, looking at how that pause caused reflection among people, then we really need to chase that pause privately, personally, in our lives, because it seemed when we paused the world, many people did a lot of reflection, many things changed, business changed, just out of that collective pause. So if we go to pause more, look for those moments of pause in the 24 hours, I
Mm,
believe then you can have extraordinary life. But before that, pre-COVID, I was overweight.
by your
Yeah.
standards, people still look at the old
Now
pictures and they're like, "But this guy was fine. Like he was
he
good."
was, man, you were handsome. I got a lot of women inboxing me, telling me, boss, what? You spoiled it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
And I tell them I didn't do it for you. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I was overweight, about 90 kilos, oscillating between 88 and 92 kilos. Um, and the reason I say it's overweight, because really it is BMI wise, but also that as much as that size is not the size that can be called obese, it is also a size that can provide a bedrock for non-communicable diseases, cancer, stroke, diabetes, heart disease. All these diseases can still occur to people that are overweight, not people that are overly obese. Yeah, so people are like, oh, no, no, me, I'm a little bit overweight, but at least I am not like that one who is too. No, no, no. The reason why we have this scourge of non-communicable diseases worldwide is because generally the modern man is overweight. As long as you have love handles, you have a bulge on your tummy, you are a candidate for disease. Yeah. And yeah, anyway, I let me not go off a tangent, but I was overweight. And by the time it came to lockdown at the tail end, I was drinking every day. I remember actually at the beginning of lockdown, man, bro, I was drinking every day, and I was drinking 250 meals to 500 meals, half a liter, a quarter liter to half a liter of gin. I liked Gilbey's, and
Not
if I
like a
didn't have money,
quarter to a half.
yeah, yeah, you drink another quarter when you are over enjoying, when the KB is nice, then you throw in another, but then you know you have overdrunk because it bangs you. You're like, today I've overdone it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least one, which is a quarter, which is too much alcohol medically. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so much. But of course, by society's standards, I was the kind of guy that controls my alcohol, that doesn't drink too much because I only drink a quarter. So it was a case of really the society in which you live sets its own standards. And those standards are actually more powerful than science itself. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They can determine your decision more than even the science itself. So people are like, but you don't overdrink. You control your drink. You take only one quarter and you're fine. Yeah, but scientifically it was terrible. It was terrible. And I was doing this on a daily basis.
That's a almost in
Um,
a week or something. Yeah. Or
that's
more.
a whole muzinga. Those are two muzingas a week, right? Can you imagine? And I was not only taking one quarter. Oftentimes it was a half. It was another
Yeah.
one, another half, another one, just to top up the night because things have
Yeah.
become too nice. Whoop, another one goes. Yeah, so it wasn't not strict on that quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
and
was
of
part
course
of it.
you
I
have,
remember. We had fun.
yeah, and you're
Yeah.
surrounded by
Sometimes.
friends who also enjoy what you enjoy. So
Mm.
when you're having that moment, it's a moment of deep camaraderie. You are really happy. You're having your time, and you are all seeking it because your minds, your nervous systems are calling for it. So it was a serious, powerful glue.
Mm.
That and in fact, actually, sometimes I'd even enjoy drinking it alone in my compound.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And of course, I also had the habit of smoking marijuana.
Mm.
I did smoke marijuana for about 6 years.
Mm. You even
Um,
grew it in your
uh,
compound.
I grew it in my compound. Yeah, my children used to be embarrassed when their friends would visit and be like, "What?"
Mm.
And I'd be like, "Yeah, that's my father's, man." Oh shit.
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes when you need to support your addiction, your attachments, you can turn shyness into anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can become irrationally bold.
Yeah. And of course,
Yeah,
there was a
so
lot of justification around it during that COVID time. That
COVID time, yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
everyone was,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
had the
medicinal,
treat
There was
in
an
their garden.
acceptance. Yeah, there was an acceptance.
Yeah.
So my moment was a moment in my compound with my gin and my joint. I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm thinking, I'm unwinding. Man, yeah, daily, daily. Yeah, and yeah, the other thing that I, of course, had as a result of chemically treating my pain, but also as a result, I suppose, of my childhood. Because you see, the reason why people smoke and drink is because they are trying to silence something inside them. But after a while, those chemicals themselves become a problem. Also, they generate their own problem. While they were numbing the pain that you had before, now they are also generating their own problems, which is usually the problem of amplifying that which you had hired them to numb.
Mm.
Yeah. So because of that, I was a very violent man,
Yeah.
and a violent psychologically,
Yeah.
because sometimes you can be violent by just shutting up and
Yeah.
seeing through people.
Yeah.
You don't even have to shout. I just shut up. I don't greet you. I don't say good night. I don't greet you. I don't do anything. I just see through you. It's like you don't exist. Yeah. So yeah. So I was quite violent at home, with my wife, with my children, and the community. Really. Yeah. Because I am the admin of the community WhatsApp groups. Oh boy. We have our rules, and I was
Yeah.
supposed to enforce them.
Yeah.
And I was enforcing them like a primary school class monitor.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
remember those moments.
yeah, yeah,
Throwing people
yeah.
off, and yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course, I was saying, me, I'm just enforcing the rules, but really, I was just finding an outlet for my violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just finding an outlet for my violence, and violent also mainly to the women in my life. So that is my sisters, my ex-girlfriends, my when I looked back to analyze, I realized that most of the women who've been in my life have been hurting, been hurting, been hurting, been hurting. I then also looked at my family, and I realized actually that, you were the only person that I didn't really need to apologize to.
Yeah.
Everyone else of our family, how
Yeah.
many are we? Many.
Yeah.
Needed an apology from me,
Yeah.
because I had a skirmish with each one of them through the violence that that I still struggle with here and there, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I mean,
Yeah, so I was a
everybody.
violent man, an overweight
Yeah.
man. I was an addicted man. I was an anxious man. I had also, I was discontented with how far my life had gone in as far as financial success is concerned. I never got satisfied with where I was financially. As a matter of fact, I considered myself having scored extremely low in that area. And yet I looked at it as a pedestal upon which I would stand and exert my influence in the world. And without that pedestal, I felt I had nowhere to stand. I didn't feel anchored, and I felt like I had failed. And there were all these theories about why I had failed,
Yeah.
including feeling bewitched. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I was not happy with my life. So I was an unhappy person, discontented person, dissatisfied, anxious, addicted, violent, overweight man.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I
And
remember a happy guy. How come we never talks about all these things? Like, thinking, I just came and imbibed in everything what you are doing, and that's it.
yeah.
And left.
Yeah.
Conversation never got deep, really.
Yeah. No, but you see, there was always a facade. I don't know if I can call it a facade or just a coping technique. I mean, I've always
Mm,
been a happy guy.
mm,
I don't think that I could come across as someone that was suffering, and which is actually pivotal in our conversation, because I was a normal guy. You see, I was a normal
Yeah.
guy according to the society that we are in. I was a normal guy. I was a community player. I was a married man. I was a businessman. I was a father. I was the guy that goes to town when I've tucked in my shirt and combed my hair. You would meet me and talk to me and see me to be okay, great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and that is the problem right there because behind that and the background was a man crying out for help.
Mm.
Yeah, I could have lived like that all my life, and I don't think anyone would have judged me harshly. I was okay. I was okay. But until of course I learned that I could do better. I could go look deeper. I could look deeper and do better with my life. So when we had that pause in COVID, one of the things they told us was one to exercise to keep COVID away, stay in the sun to keep COVID away, go outdoors, and then manage stress. And of course, I've always been a guy that is hungry for knowledge, curious, and all that, well read. You know, I knew that meditation is very important for stress relief. I had also landed on Sadhguru. So I did start meditation with Sadhguru, did start exercise, you know. And then, of course, as you are searching for these things on YouTube, I think the algorithm learns about what you want. They then recommended Elitom Elamin, the breatharian. When I landed on him, they said this guy doesn't eat, doesn't drink. I was like, look, my God, first of all, is it even possible? And number two, he does not look good. He doesn't look good. He's skinny. He looks emaciated. What? But when I did listen to his videos with an open mind, I really loved his videos. I just crushed on him 100%. Mainly because he was just talking about holistic health, human excellence, optimization of life. Yeah, I loved his message. And he was outlining the different tools that he uses in his toolkit and calling for a synergy of them, saying each one of them is great, but when you work on with all of them, the sum of all of them is better than each one alone. You know, synergy, where 1+1 is not 2 but is 3. I don't know if it's destiny, but then I started to listen to his videos about all day long anyway. Like 8 times a day or whatever. So I'm smoking my joint, I'm drinking my alcohol, and I'm listening to Eliton. Listening, 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 listening.
Yeah.
I learned his meditation styles. I learned his qigong. He was
Mm.
talking of fasting. I'm like, what? How can I not eat? You know, this one I'll not do. Yeah, talking of leaving meat alone. Talking of what? Man, but yeah, so I landed on Elitom and I started to copy his ways, to mimic his ways, to ape his ways. And I still ape his ways up to now. Yeah, to the point that actually I over listened to him and he manifested in my life all the way from
Yeah.
America
Yeah.
on YouTube to my house in my bedroom,
Yeah.
face to face, bonfire in my compound.
Wow.
I'm like, man, the power of the mind to manifest that which you put your focus on.
Yeah.
Attention is so powerful, Aleku.
It is.
Attention is so powerful. It is so powerful. If you put your attention on something, there is nothing you can't achieve. And the people in power in the world know that our attention is the greatest weapon we have. And that is why they rob it from us. And because we lack awareness, we are not aware that we are being robbed of our attention. We don't even know the power of our attention because we've never really tested it. So awareness is very important on this journey. Our attention, that which you put your, like in the movies, the way these people look at things and then the thing blows up. What? Those
Yeah.
superpowers, they're always teaching us things. That attention, it's so powerful. It brought Elitom in my life. Elitom was walking from South Africa going to Russia. But when he reached Uganda, he didn't move from Uganda. He's even now talking of us even acquiring some land in Uganda. But I know that the reason why he stayed in Uganda was because he met me. And Elitom, being a high energetic worker and high energy worker, having spent 25 years in the energy, human bioenergy work, he can detect authenticity and passion. And I am very sure that he saw that in me, and he saw a lot of promise in me with the tenacity and passion that I had for holistic living, the breatharian lifestyle. Yeah, and I think it's that endeared him to me, and me to him rather, and caused him to actually do spend a lot of time in East Africa, because he's really now an East African, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda. Yeah, so yeah, that was me before. That is
Yeah.
me now. Well, maybe now I can just say what I do.
Yeah. What, how are you actually
What are the
putting?
tools?
Yeah.
What are the tools in my toolkit?
Yes.
Yeah. So my goal every day I wake up is to expand my consciousness. It is actually the goal of all of us, as we are looking for money, as we are looking for career advancement, as we are looking for sexual partners, for looking for lovers, as we are looking for political power, as we are looking for real estate and what. The real thing, the real deep down desire is actually to expand ourselves. We want to expand ourselves. So we seek that expansion externally, in big monuments, in big career goals, in big. So we're always, that's a human innate desire to expand yourself. And it is insatiable that even if they gave you the world, you would still want to expand to the moon. As you can see, Elon wants to go to Mars. Even if you
So
got
if I,
Mars, it still wants Jupiter.
sorry to interrupt you there a bit. So if you can just point to one thing, if there is even such a thing as one thing that was your turning point. I know you mentioned COVID, and they were advising us to exercise and stay fit. And is there like
Yeah,
that moment where you said no, this drinking and
no,
this smoking, and it was just a smooth transition
yeah,
into
no,
this
no,
whole new
no. It,
lifestyle?
yeah, yeah. No, there was no event.
Yeah,
There was no event that caused me to change. I did not wake up in some drainage, having
yeah.
overdrunk,
Thank God.
or woke up in a police cell, or woke up in a hospital
Oh,
with
got a
my
heart
legs
attack or
hanging.
something. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, 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 no. It wasn't. It was, it was a phasing into.
Mm,
I've always
mm.
been a rebel. I've always wanted more. I've always asked myself, what is this?
Yeah,
You understand? Hey, because we have to trade.
we can do
The
now.
6 o'clock
We
thing.
can do
No,
while
we
we're
can't
here.
trade now because I don't think that it has the thing. The link has gone on. But
Yeah.
you can,
Okay.
when it goes
We'll
on,
do
you
it
let me
next week.
know.
Yeah.
When it goes on, you let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always been a rebel. I've always wanted more out of life, like since whenever. Are you there?
Keep
Alewihi.
going. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So I've always wanted a lot out of life, a lot more out of life. I've always wondered whether the story, the narrative that we have been told by our parents, by our education, by our politicians, by our religious leaders is the correct one. I always wondered why it is that I was continuously dissatisfied and unhappy with my life. Wow, I can live a life of fear from the time I enter P1 until the time I'm an old man. I am always afraid. I'm always worrisome. I'm always never satisfied. There's always someone better than me. There's so much mysticism, abstraction, lack of
Yeah. Clarity.
definition,
Yeah.
clarity, poor clarity, a lot of gray areas. So I never felt like I was being treated well by the system, and so I've always been a seeker. That's all I can say. I've always been a
Yeah.
seeker. So it was a progression into where I guess COVID was a climax, and
Yeah.
then of course meeting Elitom was just another thing. They just blew it out of the water. So sometimes I think that people are created for these journeys. So the
Yeah.
things that you go through in your life, the mindset that you have, your experiences, all lead you to eventually who you become and what you express. And so I can say that my life has just brought me here. My life in general has just brought me here. Yeah.
Mm,
So it was
mm,
not an event. No, it was a
It was a
phasing into, it
progression
was
of
a process.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know how you get deep into things when whatever it is, good
You
or
know,
bad,
yeah.
uh,
And I guess
you
that's the
immerse
character
yourself
trait.
into it.
Yeah.
Yes, you immerse yourself into it.
That's a character trait. That's a character trait that got me into this transformation journey, because this transformation journey is also, it's elite level. It requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of letting
Consistent.
go of a lot of things so that you
Yes.
can create space for this elite level work.
So
And for that to happen, you have to be passionate.
is there something that during your transformation, as you faced yourself into it, is there something that you struggled with at the beginning?
What do you mean struggling? Yeah, I mean,
As you're putting
my
your
struggles
routine
were the
into
ones I
place.
brought.
Yeah.
My struggles are the ones that I brought into this lifestyle, that I came with in this lifestyle. I came with fear, struggle with it every day. I see it now, of course, because I'm aware. I see the fear. I see it. I'm like, there you are. There you are. I'm doing push-ups. I've done 4 sets of push-ups. I have fear to do the fifth. And I see it. I want to fast. So today I ate at around 11, and I'm going to fast. I'm not going to eat this evening. I'll eat tomorrow in the evening. That's more than a 24-hour fast. And I'm scared. But I can see the fear. It's not me. It's just that thing inside me. So I carried the fear into this lifestyle. I carried the addiction to chemical pacifiers into this lifestyle. I carried many other things, addiction to pornography, into this lifestyle. You know, um, yeah. So those are the things that I brought into this lifestyle. But the magic is that because this journey is about increasing your frequency, your vibration as a solid being. Solid. We're made of solids, gases, and we're made of matter. Solids, gases, and liquids.
Yeah.
When you change the vibration of the molecules of matter, it changes its configuration, it
Yeah.
changes its state.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I am doing on a daily basis is to change the vibration of the molecules in my body. And when I change the vibration of the molecules in my body, the expression or the thoughts in my mind also become different, because the thoughts that I think are generated by the state of my being, my body. So when I change the vibration, even the thought process changes. And when the thought process changes, things that used to interest you no longer interest you.
Yeah.
It is
Absolutely.
called transcendence. Transcendence is not a miracle, something mythical. Some angel came and touched me in my dream, and all of a sudden I stopped watching pornography or what. No, it is a scientific process that when you change your vibration through your habits, your body starts to manifest a different spirit, a different vibration, a different radiation, a different mind. And that transcends the basic uh, lower, gross, animalistic instincts, impulses. Yeah. So you're actually doing central nervous system work. You're working, you are reprogramming your central nervous system. And when you do that and swing it towards the parasympathetic, because there's sympathetic nervous system, which is for fighting and fleeing. And then there is the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, which is for healing, digestion, reproduction, you know. So modern life swings us towards the sympathetic nervous system of fight and flight, which keeps us anxious, depressed, and eating and drinking and doing all these things because we need pacifiers for the angst of modern living. But when you swing it towards the parasympathetic, you get what they call inner peace, inner calm. Now, this is what I cultivate on a daily basis. And when I do that, I transcend the fear that I came with into my lifestyle. I transcend the cravings because now I'm no longer feeling the pain and the angst. The alcohol and the weed don't make sense. The sex, the need for sex,
The
casual
soothers.
sex for validation. You know, people have casual sex to feel loved and to feel wanted. You know, once you transcend that, once you vibrate at a different frequency, once the nervous system is calm in parasympathetic mode, it's called the vagal tone. When you're in the vagal tone, you no
Sounds like
longer
reggaeton.
vago from the vagus nerve. There's a vagus nerve. It's a highway, runs all the way from the neck down to the large intestines. And that's the one that controls your calmness, your inner peace, your inner stillness. So once you activate it and allow it to be the one to govern your life, you are in Zen. You're just, and once that is, then you don't have cravings, not even cravings for food. But you no longer eat emotionally. You eat
Yeah.
for nutrition. Yeah,
God
you
knows
don't
I
need
do
to
that.
seek for sex. So when I started this lifestyle, stopping to drink alcohol was just one morning. I woke up and I said, this alcohol, when I drink it, it's not good for my meditation. It keeps my mind
You
dancing
mean
too much.
there was no relapse? There were no moments of relapse?
No, there wasn't.
Absolutely.
And that's the power of this lifestyle. That's the
For all
power
the
of the
habits,
scientific.
for all the habits, the smoking,
I haven't, yeah.
the
Ever
pornography,
since ever since
yeah.
I stopped, yeah. Ever since I said I have stopped, there was no need to go back. Because you see, I was telling the truth.
Okay.
I was telling the truth because I had transcended. I was not wishing that I can leave alcohol or wishing. You see, when you are not ready, you can only tell a lie that I have stopped. But your being has not transcended. Your nervous connection, your synapses, the web of connections in your nerves is still linked, still attached, still configured to desire those things.
I'll
But the
pause you there
moment you
quickly
change it,
so that you can do your trade and then we come back.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How's the conversation so far? Ah,
No, it's amazing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
ah.
Um, yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
better do my trade. Yeah, I'm done. Done.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
Yeah. So I was saying that when I changed how the atoms and the molecules in my body were dancing and therefore changed the expression that was coming off them, the energy that was coming off them, then and then also through changing of habits, I reconfigured my connection, my nervous connections. You see, everything that you do in your life has a nervous connection, a certain nervous scaffolding that is supposed to maintain that habit. So if you are smoking and they look at your brain, it is wired to support that habit. That is why it becomes a habit. Yeah. That's why they tell you that practice makes perfect. So if you want to
Yeah,
play a piano at the beginning, it is difficult because the nervous system has not made that connection. But as you practice and practice and practice, the nervous system makes the connection that turns into you into a piano prodigy. Yeah. So uh, through this lifestyle of mine, I have inculcated new habits in my life. And using the process of neuroplasticity, my brain has been rewired in a different way from the old way, having through repetition done the things that I do on a daily basis, daily basis, daily basis, daily basis through repetition and the process of neuroplasticity, my brain is now wired differently from the brain that I had before. And the way it is wired, it is not wired for alcohol. So I don't be like, oh, I wish I could drink, but what will people think? Oh, now if they see me drinking, oh my God. No, no cravings, no cravings for weed, no cravings for pornography, no cravings for masturbation, no cravings for weed. You get it? I'm a new man in Christ.
man, your mother would be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But the struggles continue to rear their ugly heads. But I no longer associate with those struggles as me. I look at them as energies in my life.
mm,
I have
mm,
energies. I have an
mm,
energy field, and in that energy field around me are the experiences of my life. And my brain is a receptor. It picks up signals. So once in a while, my brain may pick up a signal of a desire for what? Pornography, or I don't know, a signal. I don't eat meat anymore, but sometimes I may look at some pictures of pork and I'm like, you know. But I know that those are signals. The one I struggle with the most is fear. Fear,
yeah,
fear, fear of doing simple things. Like I do qigong, where qigong I stand like a tree for 1.5 hours,
that's crazy.
and I am afraid of it. You know,
One and a
I am
half hours
afraid of it
standing in one place.
in one place,
And
standing
you've
like a
been
tree
doing it for so long,
for
and you
so
still
long,
feel that fear, even
but
up
you
to
still
now.
feel that fear,
Yeah,
and it's the same fear for everything.
yeah,
But once you see it and you know it, you sit with it. It's the same fear that me, I go to school every evening. I'm in class. I use Coursera. I'm in class. I'm learning something new every day. But I had committed to do that learning. But the same fear that makes me fear to do Qigong or fear to do my workouts or fear to do anything anyway is the same fear that used to prevent me from finishing the courses that I would start.
yes.
So uh, I would give excuses for not attending class because that fear bubbles up. You think this is me. I am the kind of person who starts things and never finishes them. Oh, let me leave this course. Let me not start it. It is difficult.
Yeah.
And
So
I never really got to see these courses through. But
yeah.
ever since I became the observer of my life, a skill
Mm.
that I gained through in consistent meditation, I now see the fear for what it is. Something is just an energy. And then I do what I am supposed to do, irrespective of
Yeah.
the fear. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where this thing of like doing qigong, standing like a tree for 1 hour, is very important, because it rewires the brain with neuroplasticity to be the kind of brain that does not budge to
That
fear,
sticks to it.
doubt.
Sticks to something.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're supposed to do something, you do it. When the world is making a lot of noise outside of you, you don't talk, you don't move, you don't flinch, because you are used to standing still. The brain has built that kind of network uh, for you to be that kind of person. So now I am doing courses, I'm getting certificates, I'm enrolling for others, you know, simple things. See, like you had asked me to write that an outline for our conversation, and the fear was there. Putting it away, put it away, put it away, until I said, "Boss, sit down,"
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
sat down. Now think, what kind of conversation do you want to have with Aleku? Write
Mm.
down the things that you want to write down. So long
Mm.
ago, I would have postponed this,
Yeah.
you know.
I know
I
we,
just
we
wrote a
all
concept
struggle,
paper.
all struggle with it. That's self doubt.
Yeah,
Self doubt.
it's a big
And
one.
and
It's a big one.
it's just about making that decision sometimes, and getting into the habit of just going with it. Make the decision, set the time, and do it. You
Yep,
know, and
yep,
when you do that, you take away that burden of all of this procrastinating, and just I've set the time,
yep,
I'm doing it, and that's it.
yep.
You do it,
That's it.
and when you do it,
Yep,
you're like, what? There's no big
yep,
deal. Why was I
yep.
making it such a big deal?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's what, like you said, I guess that's what Qigong does to you, because I can imagine when you're there standing like a tree, and
Yep.
all the mental trash that is going through your head.
Too much.
Of
Too
what,
much,
like I'm
because
going
you
to
can't
stand here
imagine.
for 1 hour. Like, is
Yeah,
that even like
yeah,
my legs are about to start shaking? How will I handle
yeah.
that?
I'm
Yeah.
yeah. You see, you're feeling pain now. You have not even spent 5 minutes, you're feeling pain. Why don't you abandon this? Today you do just half an hour. Don't do an hour today. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy. And you know, the brain, naturally, the default setting of the brain is that it always over exaggerates,
Of course.
especially things that it doesn't
Oh,
want.
God.
It
Yes.
over exaggerates,
That's
tells you
us surviving.
yeah, I'm thinking of walking to your home in Chira, but the
Yeah.
brain is, you guy, it's too far. I'm like, but I've walked there 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it's there resisting, it's there bubbling in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the
So,
kind of
so
things we
I
carry
wanted
forward.
to talk about how it started. How did it feel when it started seeing results, like losing the weight, changing your mindset? How did it feel for you, and how did that change your your family life, and how they perceive you, and
Yeah,
generally the life around you, your friends, colleagues, and all that.
yeah, man, it was well, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I know what I am doing.
There must have been a lot of social pressure also, because it was a
That's
bit
exactly what I'm telling you
out of
about.
the norm. I get people still
That's
DMing me saying, "Is your brother okay? Is he fine?
yeah,
What
yeah,
happened to him?"
yeah,
So tell us
yeah,
what happened to you.
yeah. I knew what I was doing, which was a very a good pillar to lean against. I had self confidence in what I was doing. I understood that it was, okay to lose weight and okay to do these things. So when I got pushback from society, from family, I did not shake much. If I had doubts about what I was doing, maybe I would have changed based on the pushback that I got. But I knew what I was doing. I believed in what I was doing. I believe in what I'm doing. And so the pushback doesn't move me that much. However, I did get a lot of pushback because having been the kind of guy that I was and changing into what I am today, it was unbelievable for my neighbors in Arkwright. There was actually a time that my friends were planning to take me to Utavika mental hospital. Yes, and they came and asked my wife
Intervention.
for permission to give them the final word. She said, "The guy is
That's,
Muzuri, you guys. The
that's
guy
a
is
funny
Muzuri."
story, by the way.
Yeah, the guy is Muzuri. Are you sure? Because I mean, we as his friends, we are concerned, and it's really we can grab this guy and take him, and he will get some time to think about his life in Butabika with some chemicals in his head,
Oh
whatever
gosh.
injections they give mad people. Yeah, one, I was losing too much weight, especially in 2022.
Yeah. It
2022, I
was a bit
started to
scary
fast.
actually. Mm.
In 2022, I started to fast. I joined the fasting group, of course, based on Ellie Tom's messages. I joined the fasting group where we're doing one meal a day for 1 week every month. So
Yeah.
the first week of the month, we eat one meal a day. Now, I eat one meal a day. But when you have just begun doing something, when your body
Yes.
is just being introduced to a
Adjustment.
new
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
the changes it manifests are much
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
But now when it gets used, even
Mm.
if you are doing exercise,
Yeah.
when you are fat and you start to just walk maybe 5 kilometers or 2 kilometers a day, there will be a huge difference. There's a certain lady we have in our criteria. She just stopped taking sugar, just
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
She lost weight. She was doing
Yeah.
everything else the way she was doing it. It just
Right.
stopped taking sugar. So when you make a small change, it's so noticeable. Yeah. So when I made that change and started fasting 1 week every month, one meal a day, I dropped kilos like nothing. Why? Because of course I was combining this fasting also with exercising, doing daily workouts, and then those long distance walks. I was into long distance walk where I do 20 to 50 kilometers in a go, you know. Um, yeah, that's actually a talk for another day because those long distance walks are also a way of purging myself
I love them.
from my traumas. My
Yeah.
traumas,
I love
the
them. I
traumas of
love them
life.
when I do them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a catharsis. So I really
Free
did
as your
use a
mind.
lot of that at the
Yeah.
beginning of my journey. I did use a lot of long distance walking to heal, to get back into my body, to feel pain, and use that pain for growth. So I really lost a lot of kilos. Then I, of course, being a stubborn and expressive man, I also said I was going to have a costume for my act, a costume, because life is a stage, life is a theater, and actors are always wearing costumes. So I wanted my act of creativity to have a costume. So every time I would head out to work, I would wear a flag of Uganda around my waist and wear a bandana like the one I'm wearing now and shades, and then go out and walk. First of all, mad people walk long distances and mad people dress weirdly. Mad people also don't shave their beards. So I was fitting into the
And now
model,
it's yeah.
a mental model of a madman. Yeah. Many people casually say, you guy, I thought you were a mad guy, but you know, when you talk to you, you're okay. You're okay. But I thought this guy was mad. Yeah, because you're fitting into the model of a madman. So, and I used to do all these long distances. So people would find me in Munyonyo, find me wearing this flag. And they were, why do you have to wear the flag? And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a costume. It's it's my calling card. Yeah. But I actually, another thing why I was wearing that flag and why I wear the flag is that I wanted it's a conversation starter. and it's a conversation starter in a way that when people ask me about the flag, I tell them that I am Uganda. Uganda is the people. Uganda is not some landmass. It is the people. You and I are Uganda. And if you improve your life, just improving your blood circulation, you are improving the quality of your country. So, it's a conversation starter, and then we get to talk about patriotism and self-improvement, whoever I have met and asked about, the flag. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you feel
Yeah.
like
So
there's a sense of acceptance towards your way of life now, and people are
of
starting to
course, of
realize the
course,
values of your lifestyle,
of course,
your life and
of
theirs.
course,
Mm,
of course,
mm.
of course. Number one, of course, yeah, anyway, I told you about the society here in the community in Accra, but the pushback was also from my family members, my
Yeah,
mother, my wife, everyone. You're starving yourself, you're overworking out, what is this? Meditation, what are these things? What's meditation? Meditation is not there in the Christian life. We grew up as Christians. And then there were also some stories around meditation. I don't know who didn't want Christians to meditate and then spread misinformation about meditation. Apparently, when you meditate, you bring in different spirits into your body. Yeah, so all the things that I was doing, the walking, the not eating, the meditation, which meditation sometimes involves chanting. You are there making sounds that people don't are not used familiar, and the brain hates new things, loves familiarity. So I was getting a lot of I was getting a lot of pushback, and of course I still get pushback, but there is an acceptance because I've been on this journey now for 4 5 years. You understand? And naturally, when people get familiar with something, they become more accepting of something. And then also when they get to see the results, positive results coming out of something, then there is a reverence towards the process in which you are getting the results. My community saw me when I was one involved in toxic relationships, one who was drinking, one who
yeah,
was smoking publicly, weed publicly.
yeah.
They saw this transformation. And then, of course, when I got involved in applying my body towards promotion of
Good cause.
humanity,
Yeah,
good causes, with the Magic Steps fundraising for the disabled
that was
children of
powerful. I
Isheche,
like
for
that.
the peace walk, it just blew things out of the water, because all of a sudden now this guy that they thought was mad was actually becoming of social value. So there was a kind of reverence. Yeah. And of course, people know these things. The truth, when you see a healthy person with musculature, with a glowing skin, with energy, you know in the back that this what this guy is doing is good. and
Yeah.
and and that's what I've been able to exude, really. Radiance.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, radiance for my age, 48 years, for my
Wow.
age, um where my contemporaries are already struggling with metabolic syndrome, man boobs, bellies, diabetes, pressure, painful joints.
Yeah.
And for you, because of the things that you do, it is very clear that you are no longer in that realm. And definitely, whether they say it or not, there is an admiration and a reverence for what you're doing. And I can see it.
Amazing. Amazing.
I
Amazing.
can see it.
Yeah. I've also kind of seen the shift over time from
Yeah.
how people perceived you at the beginning and how that has
Yeah.
changed role.
Yeah.
And I can see the commentary on some of your posts and
Yeah.
from that, and I'm like, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
the light is starting to shine through, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once it
Oh, great.
shines, that's
That's
it.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, for the people like us, the insiders who know you and know you from who you are, and who you are now, putting aside the transformation that people see on the outside, the loss of weight, the walking, and if you don't have a backstory, it's very easy to judge. And I'm sure
Yep.
you know that. So there's even no point in getting angry with them or judging them,
Yeah.
even if it were you, your old you.
Yep.
You would have
Yep.
been one of those people trying to
Yep.
take you to Costa Rica.
Hmm. Hmm. So this guy is killing
Yeah,
himself.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Amazing, amazing. So I guess my next question was, I guess you've answered it in a way. What living on your own terms looks like today, and what advice for people who will look at this and listen to this, would you give to people who want to make that change in their life? You what
Yeah.
advice would you give them?
Yeah. I suppose the biggest benefit I have got out of this is a sense of freedom. And I cannot say freedom because freedom is a spectrum. You continue to grow into the freedom, grow into the freedom. But I have grown into freedom. And the taste is so delicious and sweet of freedom. And
Yeah,
freedom from what? Freedom from fear, freedom
right.
from bodily cravings. I cannot believe that I can go out, sit with people in a bar and not desire to drink, not desire to smoke. Cannot believe I don't have women that I'm inboxing looking for sex. You understand? I have am peaceful. So there is a peace and calm. I can't believe the relationship I have with food. You know, I don't feel pushed around by food as much as I was before, and as much as it is still something that I am growing into, you know, to achieve
Yeah,
food freedom. So the
yeah,
sense of freedom reflects in your inner calmness and inner peace. And the moment you have inner peace, there is no value attainable above peace. Peace, love, joy are the highest uh, aims that one can have in his life. So the moment you're entering that cloud of joy and peace up there and love up there, it's a very good feeling, a
yeah.
feeling of freedom.
It's the prayer.
And I cannot explain it to you,
Yeah,
not you, Aleku, but I cannot, it is a feeling. You understand? You cannot explain color purple to a blind man. You cannot explain jazz to a deaf man. They have to feel it to know it. It is a feeling. So the feeling of freedom, I cannot tell you that you can really understand it because you have to be there to feel it, to know what I'm talking about. But for you to live a life where you're not governed by food, you're not governed by horniness, you are not governed by alcohol,
yeah,
you are not governed by greed for money.
yeah,
Your aim every morning that you wake up is to meditate and get oneness with God.
yeah,
And that meditation therefore determines everything you do is supposed to enhance your meditation. So I fast so that my meditation is enhanced. I exercise so that my meditation is enhanced. I do qigong, which is also a form of meditation anyway, so that my meditation is enhanced. You get what I mean? I study every evening to expand my mind so that my meditation, that is what I do every morning, every day. That is my aim every day. I make actions and decisions and thoughts that are meant to enhance my meditative practice so that eventually I become one with meditation. At any one time, I am meditation. It is no longer
Yeah.
something that I get to sit down to practice. It is something that I am, because my very being is putting off meditation, meditation, because I know that that is the only medicine to the promised land.
Yeah.
And that
So
promised land
what? Yeah.
is
Go on.
here on earth in this life.
So what would you tell the beginner that wants to follow in your steps? Of course, I'm not saying they want to be exactly like you are. People probably want to keep
Yeah,
certain things of their lifestyle that they would like to incorporate in theirs, and still keep their corporate job, and maybe once in
yeah,
a while have a drink, maybe
yeah,
enjoy their coke once in a while. But generally
yeah,
speaking, change the way they look at food, the
yeah,
way they deal with
yeah,
fear, because everyone has that fear inside of that mental chatter, that crash. Be fitter,
yeah,
be better, be healthier. What would you
yeah.
tell them?
I'll tell them that it is okay to be healthy. It
Yeah,
is okay to be healthy, and that this journey that I took on is a health journey. You do not have to do it the way I do it, but pursue health in the best way you know. It is a journey of holistic health. I meditate, I fast, I exercise, I watch my thoughts, I expand my mind through learning on a daily basis. That is what I do. I also do breath work. I work with my breath as part of the routines that I do on a daily basis. So you can try them all and choose one or two to which you gravitate. Okay. And then maybe those two, you might go with those two. You might go with one. One leads you into a second one. Those two elevate you to the next level. You find yourself incorporating even the third one. There are very many different ways in which you can increase your vibration, which manifests as great health mentally and physically. When I talk about an elevated vibration, the way you can know someone with an elevated vibration is mentally and physically, they express strength and health and power. So for someone might just start walking. We have many people that are just doing walking and their health is out of here. But should they add meditation, it will even go much further. Should they add breath work, it will even go much, 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 much further. Yeah, so start where you are. That's what I would tell a beginner. Start
yeah,
where you are. This journey is a journey of knowledge. It's not a journey for people that don't understand science. So you've got to educate yourself. You've got to know, why should I walk? What are the benefits of walking for mental health, for physical health? Why should I fast? What does the medical world say about fasting? You've got to really educate yourself. What are the risks of eating carnivore diet, meat? What are they? What does the science say? So you've got to
yeah,
really educate yourself, because once you educate yourself,
yeah.
it helps your decision making towards holistic health. Yeah,
Mm,
so you have to invest in using now the tools that we have. We are in the golden era of humanity. There's now AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, all these tools. You can use them to guide you on a journey of holistic health. You start where you are. You don't do anything extreme. You also have to understand that this is a life journey. It is not
yeah.
a project.
Mm,
Projects have ends. This one is for life until you enter the grave. So therefore, you don't have to rush. Therefore, you have to allow yourself to build capability slowly by slowly, because as you get ready, more responsibility will be added onto your shoulders. So you can start with 1 kilometer, which will eventually become 2, eventually become 4, eventually become 16 over time. So once you know that this is a lifestyle, you no longer rush it. You no longer get
yeah.
disappointed in yourself. You learn
That's
to
key.
forgive yourself because you're
Sometimes
taking
we
the
want to
long
see quick
view.
results. Yeah, sometimes we want to see quick results as human beings.
There
And
is no need for quick results because this
yeah,
is for life. And the
yeah.
body is so amazing that once you start to feed it with those things, those tools, it immediately begins to heal itself.
Mm.
So the healing journey starts the day you take the first step, the healing process. So it's not like, oh, I'll only start healing once I start walking 10 kilometers. No, you start healing when you get off your butt. The body is a manifestation of God's love. It's unconditional. The moment you come back to the fold like the prodigal son, a fat cow is cut for you, slaughtered for you, and given to you, and you get a big hug. Yeah, God
Yeah.
does not say, I don't know, you used to drink a lot, you first suffer. No, the day you make the first change, the first push up, your body starts to heal immediately.
Tell me
So,
about it.
so the joy is the journey.
Yes.
The
I
joy
know.
is
I
the
know. I,
journey.
I know. I just see how even me in my own transformation, just I remember just making even 5 push-ups. It was so hard. But
Yeah,
I can just go and do 50 now. And and
yeah,
and when I stop, I can struggle to do the first 30. And so it
yeah,
just shows you that, I think we struggle. I think another thing that's very key is consistency. And
yeah,
consistency, it becomes easier when you learn to just break it down into
yeah,
smaller habits, like eventually grow into it, phase yourself
yeah.
into it slowly, and then stay consistent, because that's
Consistency.
key. That's key. I mean, that word is
Consistency,
simple, but it's key.
yeah, it creates automacity.
Yeah.
You become automatic. You don't waste time on decision making. You create a habit, a routine. You no longer spend your energy determining whether you're supposed to do something or not.
Or not.
Then you do it. Once you do it, because you're doing it again and again, the brain creates the neural network to support it through the process of neuroplasticity. It is a law. So once you do something again and again and again, your body designs itself to make it
Yeah.
possible for you to do it easy, because that is your goal. That is the future you are creating. You're a co-creator. And so the
Great.
mind wants you to create the future you want. So it positions, rewires itself to make it
Yeah.
possible for you to become more efficient towards that goal that you want. So you're really just playing around with the laws of nature, the law of the universe. So
Amen, brother. That's
inconsistency is
actually
necessary.
comforting, because even just knowing that that's just the law of nature is
It's a
comforting,
law.
because you just have to stay the course and let the rest
Yeah,
let the
yeah,
universe do its thing. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we could stay here and talk forever. I know. So more episodes coming. Maybe just to cap it all, just tell us a bit how now you look. How do you define success now? And that should end our episode. How do you define
Yeah,
success in your life, in your well-being, in everything that you do?
yeah,
How has that changed from what it was and how you perceive it now?
yeah. Well, I believe that we're here on Earth to evolve. That the purpose of life is to evolve. That those who lived before you and died evolved, and when they evolved, you came out a better version of your ancestors. At a certain time, there was a human being called Homo erectus. He lived on Earth for 2 million years before we replaced him as Homo sapiens. But Homo erectus never had an impact that we had because he lacked the prefrontal cortex. He was just like me and you, but he never really had an impact. He never had an imagination or a
Yeah.
memory or like the one we had. But he evolved to become you, Homo sapien, and you benefited from that evolution. So the purpose of life is evolution. And whether you like it or not, you are evolving. But success, therefore, to me, is evolution on my terms, and evolution in the direction that I would like, positive direction. I do not want to evolve into a man who has lost his powers. Give you an example. There is a power called metabolic flexibility. It is a power that was given to us by God, whereby when the body does not have food and therefore is burning glucose, it can flexibly and efficiently start burning fats and therefore produce a higher quality fuel called ketones, higher quality than the one of glucose. That is metabolic flexibility. But because people have been eating and not utilizing that muscle, the need for that flexibility, they have kind of lost that power. That is why you are constantly hungry, because the body knows to get energy only out of glucose. It has forgotten how to work in a fasted state and produce ketones. So for you to get your power back, to design, first of all, have that knowledge, and then know what to do to get metabolic flexibility again. By the way, that constant hunger is what is causing you to become fat and what is eventually causing you to have insulin resistance, which eventually leads to diabetes. Diabetes is a disease you don't want. You can do your research, listeners, do your research, see what diabetes does to the body. So, because you lost your power to metabolically be flexible, you are now a diabetic. So, we do not want to evolve backwards by losing powers that we had already acquired from our ancestors, because we got metabolic flexibility because our ancestors were living in the savannah and food was not guaranteed. So that environment caused them to evolve into metabolically flexible animals. Now, for you to then come into this modern life and lose your power and evolve negatively into the past, it is a travesty. It's unfortunate. So for me, success is evolution forward, becoming a better human being. Because once I become a better human being, then by the process of epigenetics, whereby the environment in which the sperm or the DNA is born determines the qualities that it manifests. Meaning that if I produce children during slavery, for example, in America, the children that were born with fear of white people, fear of what, all these traumas that their parents were undergoing were in the DNA. You understand? It's called epigenetics. You carry forward your mother's fears for snakes or whatever they were going through, because it went into the DNA. In other words, when you make a change on yourself, a positive change in yourself, it enters your DNA and you pass it on to your offspring. So by making positive change, you're actually pushing humanity forward. By doing the things I am doing right now, I'm actually pushing forward humanity, because by the process of epigenetics, if I was to bear children, I'd bear higher quality human beings based on the fact that the vibration in my body is positive. That is evolution. But the greatest evolution is the evolution of touching your inner core, the evolution of awareness, being aware of who you are. That is the greatest evolution. And it is a power that actually we have. We just need to harness it, get our attention back. Attention is the same thing as love. That which you love is that which you attend to, because attention is love. So for you to be able to wake up or to unleash that awareness, That is success. Because in awareness is where you see things clearly and is where you know things. Knowledge, not error, not flaw. No, knowledge, knowing, seeing, vision, clarity, perception, all those things. So therefore, for me, success is the unleashing of those human potentialities out of the shrouds in which they are hidden. That is success for me. Because then you are able to push the entire human race forward through inspiration and also through epigenetics. The children you bear are different from the children a drunk man, an alcoholic in Chimumbasa, in Boise. The quality of the child that he will produce is not the same as a meditator's child. No, not the same. So, so you asked me what success is. Success is awareness. That's the most important. And success is sitting in the driving seat of your evolution and steering your evolution forward rather than what is happening now to modern man, which is backward.
So you're saying that the kids who are born in, so for example, ghettos and make it and become these amazing people are not the norm; they are the exception.
Yes. Well, it's a case of starting disadvantaged.
Yeah,
They start disadvantaged, but and that's why actually most poor people remain poor.
generally
Most
speaking.
people, yeah, generally, those are few who do, but the brain has the capability, the mind, not brain, the mind, the human body, the human being has the ability to transcend the traumas of childhood and the traumas of the genetic
Epidemic.
package you are
Yeah,
given. You
yeah,
can transcend it through
yeah,
changing the vibration of the molecules in your body. You change the vibration, you remove what they call generational curses.
yeah,
They nothing like, oh, in our family we are all alcoholics. Of course, we are all alcoholics because we carry the expression of alcoholism on our gene from our great grandfathers who were all alcoholics. And through epigenetics, we also are predisposed to alcoholism. But the moment I begin this lifestyle of increasing the vibration, I then change the expression of my genes and I halt generational curses. We don't all have to commit suicide. Oh, in their family, they all commit suicide. Yes, it is a curse. It's an energy carried on the genetic material onto the offsprings by the traumas of the ancestors. But the moment I start to change my vibration, I no longer get depressed. I change the makeup of my neurotransmitter chemicals. I produce more of what's this hormone, this neurochemical for vagoton, acetylcholine. Yeah, I produce more of it because I have changed my vibration. And so I become the first in the family that didn't commit suicide. And because my children are watching me and copying me, they also do not commit suicide. So you are stopping generational curses by changing uh, uh, the way you are expressing. Yeah, so a person born in the slums, a, 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 a child who grew up with abusive parents, molested people, I believe that increasing their awareness, increasing the vibration would change their outlook on life, change their perspective of life, change their perception of life, change their DNA. This lifestyle changes you until the intrinsic atomic level. Your expression, the thing you bring off, changes. And so it is a service to humanity. You are
Yeah.
producing higher quality human beings, inspiring humanity change, lifestyle changes. It's the greatest success.
Oh man, we've done 1 hour and a half. We're supposed to do 30
Ah,
minutes. This is amazing. I knew it would end up like this, and I'm loving it.
ah,
And I'm glad that we started. Honestly, I knew that we are denying the world this
yeah,
knowledge that we have gathered over time.
yeah, yeah.
But it's been amazing just listening to your journey and how you
One more
perceive
thing.
things. Yeah.
One more thing. If I had been successful in making money and money had come into my life the way I had envisioned, it was going to be a disservice to humanity. Because my idea, I was, first of all, a weak man. You do not give money to a weak man. When you give money to a weak man, the man will continue to drink a lot of alcohol. I wanted to party. I really wanted to party. That's how I was going to express. That's the art I was going to put out there. Party, throw parties at home, go out to the club, have girlfriends, young girls everywhere, maybe globally. You know what I mean? I wanted pleasure for the body. Pleasure for the body. I was probably going to even add more kilograms because now I was going to eat the steak. What is the most expensive steak? T-bone steak or what? I was going to eat. I was going to eat that. I'd probably be divorced from my wife by having many other women and abandoning my familiar roles. Why? Because I was a weak man. Money magnifies what you are. If you're a fearful person, money makes you even more fearful because now you have even to protect your money and you get a lot of enemies. So if you are like, we both have a friend who money almost made alcohol kill him because you do not give an alcoholic money. You don't. Yeah. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I am against judging success as acquisition of money.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Money should be given to a man. And maybe we shall have another conversation on what a man is.
Mm, mm.
And when we talk about a man, we talk about righteousness. That is the one who is supposed to have money because money is a tool that you can direct towards pushing humanity forward. But you have to have the mind, the configuration, the makeup before you are given those powers. Money is a power. You don't give a gun to an angry person, he'll shoot everybody.
That's a good
You
analogy.
understand? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so what do you get at you? We've never talked. I hope we have made sense.
Yeah, I think we made a lot of sense. Personally,
Yeah,
I'm happy that we've started to have these conversations because I already
yeah,
feel good that we started.
yeah,
Imagine at the beginning, I already feel like we really made that step that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I hope we can continue to do this for the rest of our lives and
yeah.
make it better and bigger, and make it a big platform and
Oh boy, this is
get
amazing.
other people to come in and make this happen.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
great. I think we should stop it here, but this has been very refreshing for me,
Oh man.
for us. I'm sure I might say that I know you, but I'm even going to know you more. You're going to know me more.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, I'm glad that we started. So
yeah. Me
thank
too,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
too.
keep doing what you're
Thank you
doing.
for making it happen.
Keep inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
fantastic. To many more talks. To many more talks.
Many more talks. This
Many
is
more talks.
amazing, man. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for making it happen.